What?
I predict that in just a moment, we will see a lady on a red bike, followed by a man with flowers, and a Volkswagen Beetle with a dented fender.
Truman, please.
Look. Lady. Flowers. And...
Truman, this is silly.
There it is! There it is! There's the dented beetle! Yes!
Welcome back to Cold Hearted Radio Table Talk. This is episode 6. Yes, episode 6. My bad. I kind of lost my train of thought. This is the one and only Ladies Love Avenue, man. You know, and we back.
Shaq Daddy in the building.
Oh, it's a crazy episode, man. Like I said, last episode, I briefly gave you guys a little breakdown, but most of the episodes are kind of building into each other if y'all haven't caught on by now. But this episode is basically saying, does or could your mate's beliefs affect your relationship? So what do I mean by that? If your mate is a conspiracy theorist, you know what I'm saying? If your mate is like super duper religious, you know what I'm saying? If your mate is not religious, you know what I'm saying? Could these things have a damning effect on your relationship? And that's what we're going to get into. But before we start, episode 6.
Touchdown about 5, babe. Be at the door at 5:43. It's been a while since I seen your face, but best believe I will not hesitate. Roll up the trees, girl, let's medicate and reminisce about our first days. Nobody else can make me feel this way. Nobody else can make a nigga say.
Episode 6. Let's get it. All right. So I recently came up with this topic because I subscribe to certain things, you know what I'm saying? I am a thinker, you know what I'm saying? So it's certain things that I subscribe to that the rest of the rest of the world might deem as, crazy or psychotic or anything down the line. And it's not that I believe in them. Is I like to, just think on the wilder side. So things like when I look at the moon, it looks like a map to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain stuff that I kind of dive in that I might start, seeing, and then we have conversations or whatever. But I've noticed that, not necessarily that I noticed, but with the conversations I have, I started to ask myself, I was like, damn, could this have an effect on finding somebody? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like certain things could really, really turn people off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like certain ideas or certain, even if you don't necessarily live by it, but you're just thinking about it, it's just something that's on your mind. Certain things could really, really turn somebody off from you,
Mm-hmm.
and it can make them think differently of you. I've had, because I don't subscribe to nothing necessarily, but I've had conversations with people because I break certain things down. I used to want to be an astronaut when I was a kid. So I've always been into, astrology, space, and all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had conversations with people that are real close to me, and even from the conversations and from the things that I question, not necessarily I subscribe to, but that I'm questioning with somebody that I think is a thinker too. Even with those conversations, they'd be like, "Fuck, looking like the fuck," like you know what I'm saying. So it made me think, like, damn, okay, if your friends is feeling that way, if the people that you love and that love you and that care about you feel that way, how would a stranger feel, or somebody that's trying to get to know you feel? Where it's like, when we talk about the too picky for love type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
is that something that affects the relationship to a certain extent? Like, if you somebody, they check all the boxes, everything is hidden,
Mm-hmm.
but they are a flat earther, you know what I'm saying, or they believe 9/11 was an inside job, or anything down the line that goes against the norm. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong or nothing like that. It's just, does it affect your mind? Like, I'm asking you per se, would that affect your mindset of thinking? Because I can understand, I can get it. I get how some folks could be turned off by certain ideas. Especially if you're dating like an interracial situation, and let's say the white person is thinking like this, or the black person is thinking like that, or whatever, and that's their belief because that's the way they brought up. I could get that having an effect on the relationship, but could somebody's actual belief?
Yes.
Short answer. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Yes.
Well, I'm just saying, like, okay, when I think about, okay, trumpets and everything,
You have announcements.
announcement from the king. Yes. Okay, so to dive into what you're saying, I'd have to. It's going to take me all over the world, and I. But first and foremost, yes, it's going to have an effect. Okay, now negative or positive is according to what it is that they believe in. Okay, first and foremost. Secondly, it's going to depend on whether or not they're trying to make me believe what they believe. And another point is, if their belief is going to make them do things or act some certain way that I'm not going to approve of.
Okay, I get that.
And then to that extent, that's something that most people don't find out until later, because you don't stay with nobody. You don't live with them when you first meet them. You see them when they out, and then when they go home, they who they are.
Yeah.
So from the first standpoint of, yes, it will affect me because of what they may do. Okay? So for instance, I'm not picking on any one type of demographic, but I just want to pick these two because they're funny to me.
All right.
Jehovah Witness
Okay.
versus Christian.
Mm-hmm.
If a Christian and a Jehovah Witness was to date, that wouldn't work out.
That definitely wouldn't work out at all.
Because if the Christian decided to wake up in the morning and fix a cup of coffee, and then the Jehovah Witness decided to slap that cup of coffee out your hand because they feel like they're saving your soul,
yeah,
somebody might get slapped.
And you can't say happy birthday because they don't celebrate nothing.
They don't celebrate nothing.
They don't say nothing.
You can't decorate for no holiday.
Oh, Christian Christmas. Oh no, we ain't doing none of that.
Come on out here and help me pass out these brochures.
Yeah. For free? Like, you mean for free? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to walk out here in the heat and sweat for Jehovah. So yeah, like, to the second point, if you try to impress upon me your belief, I'm not about to go out there and pass out pamphlets, do. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna stay over here where we go to church on Sunday and we have baptismals and stuff like that. Now, also from that standpoint, if I go to church on Sunday, you go to church on Saturday, I ain't going with you on Saturday. I going on Sunday. That's the day we go. So, it's all type of stuff that play into this discussion, because not only for one, I don't care what you believe in. I like you for you, right? Versus, no, I ain't going to church with you because they ain't the church I need to go to.
Yeah.
So implementing the making me do things because of what you believe, that part right there would really throw me.
Especially if you dating like a Muslim or something like that. Like, I don't eat no pork.
Right.
I don't drink no milk.
Well,
no, they drink milk, my bad.
Whatever they don't do, just as long as you don't expect me not to do it. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm going to go in the refrigerator and I'm going to find me some bacon in the morning. When you wake up and you smell them.
The hell you frying this stuff? That's what you believe in. I'm going to eat this swine.
Oh, okay. Could this
The
be egg
Quran
and
says.
cheese? The Quran could Ron. I don't see how I'm going to eat my baby. Going now.
Okay, that all right. In that case, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Because
all
when
right.
you asked the question on at the end of the last episode, my mind had already started racing on hell. Fucking yeah, it's going to affect a lot of shit.
See, when I first thought of the topic, I was just only thinking about conspiracy stuff. I ain't even take religion into consideration until you know what I'm saying until we started really breaking down this episode. Um, because like I say, the first thing I was thinking about, I'm like, well, you know, if somebody think that the moon is made of cheese, that shouldn't really bother me that much. You know what I'm saying?
That
I could
ain't gonna
look past
bother
that.
me.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
gonna put my mind on alert though, because I know you ain't never been to the moon to know rather than not eat cheese, and cheese ain't never been looked at that. But you know, they talk about Swiss cheese and all this. Yeah, look.
There just
That
be
when they
something.
kind of fool up. So I'ma mind them. He's sexy and everything else, and I like touching him, and I like the stuff we do in the bed. But when she start talking that shit, I'm gonna tune her ass the hell out.
Yeah, sitting on the beach and shit like that, everything all good, everything going wonderful, and she just look up at the moon. Look at that cheese.
I'm gonna act like I am. I'm gonna just act like I am.
It's like, you know what? This is one of the things I'm gonna look past because I don't want to be too picky for love.
This is the
Like,
one thing I'm gonna look past
I would-
because I don't want to be too picky for love. He always do all these other things I need him to do. But if he think the moon cheese, let him have it.
hey, it's cool.
If she won't become an astronaut and go try tasting moon, let him have it. But once you go and you taste the moon and come back,
Taste the moon.
that's enough. I ain't want to hear no more.
I don't know why that's funny. Like just the thought about somebody like I'm going to taste the moon. I'll be here when you get back. If you make it back, you
I'll
take that
be
helmet
here.
off and try to goddamn
Right.
fucking die.
I had to bring back piece of the moon for you to taste.
No, I'm good on that. We can taste it together. No, you might
You
got
taste it by yourself.
got fitting on all that moon.
If
on that
you
moon
live,
pie.
then I'm gonna congratulate you, but I ain't gonna eat
The first moon eater.
them. See how you had to hit the pause? Stop me. Because you didn't even have to say pause. Ain't nobody been thinking about that until you said pause.
You're right. I brought it to fruition.
You did.
But,
But now, let me ask you this question. On terms of the beliefs, what if, and I know this is probably being a little bit too personal, but what if there's something you like sexually, but they don't believe in it?
That's a compromise then. Because do you like it enough to just miss it forever?
Right, but what if that's the thing that really gets you there?
That grinds your gears.
That thing that's gonna get me every time we do it. This gonna be the part that help me climax. If you got to do it, if you don't do it, then what?
Well, then you just gonna have to y'all gonna have to get down. You gonna have to be too picky for love. You're gonna have to separate.
I know I'm gonna have to. 'Cause I ain't finna just be
'Cause
having sex for no reason. I'm never
you talking about
climax.
being somebody for the rest of your life. And if they ain't
If they can't make me come, they got to go.
if the whistle not getting whistled,
Mm-mm.
then you gotta get a new whistle.
I'll get a new whistleblower. Okay, where the sound machine at,
That was a good one.
I need the sound
Get a new
machine.
whistleblower. Whistleblowers.
That's the next song.
That can go so many ways.
So many ways. I swear.
Anyway.
Okay. So yeah. But on terms of this whole discussion today, the one thing I want to make sure people understand is that when it comes down to a belief, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but I promise you, most of the time, those of you that have been taught something from your parents who learned it from their grandparents, parents, and all that stuff, you probably can let that go. I ain't gonna lie. Because at the end of the day, you experience life and you know the things that you like and enjoy or whatever, what have you. And at the end of the day, to a certain extent, be selfish and do what you love to do. Don't do shit just because, oh, well, ever since I ever been growing up, they tell me you don't do this. Well, you ain't never try 'em? I think you should try 'em. 'Cause you
So,
might be missing out on something.
so in his depiction and also in my depiction, as far as everything, um, it goes back to like I say, each one of these episodes kind of building into each other. So the individuals that deem themselves picky or are been in situations where they have to be picky or anything down that line is once again communicate. You know what I'm saying? So when it come down to a situation where it's like you feel like this person's belief is gonna affect y'all long term, talk about it. Because a lot of times, just because I'm a type of person, I'll bring up stuff because I'm a talker. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring up stuff just to be bringing it up, just to have just to. I like to think. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I subscribe to it. So if I'm, for example, if I'm, and let's go and open the doors on it. If I'm watching a show or whatever, and it's a show because this recently happened, I'm watching a show or whatever, and a character comes in that has nothing to do with the show, um, and it's to me as an actor and a writer, I feel like the whole thing that they're trying to push is forced. I get what they're trying to say, I get what they're trying to get to, but I felt like, okay, why did they use this character to do it? You know what I'm saying? It's a show that I watch, The Shot. Um, the mayor that they have, he went from, he basically was in the closet, but the way they put it, him in the closet, the person that he's dating is a transsexual. So when I was watching it, I'm watching it, but my I can't stop my subconscious. So I'm watching it, and then I see the interaction, and I was like, but I'm not saying to the person, I'm saying to the situation, because I'm like, where the fuck where did this come from?
Why was this necessary?
Yeah, so but a lot of times people would take that, especially if it's a person that's in their community, and they'll take offense to that because they're like, oh, you phobic, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, no, that's not that. You're forgetting that I'm also an actor, I'm also a writer, so I'm looking at it like, okay, this could have been done a little bit differently.
They could have went about it a different way.
Yeah.
And got the point across just the same or even better.
So that's why it's good to have conversations. You know what I'm saying? I'm an advocate in whatever it is you do behind closed doors. That's your freaking business. You know what I'm saying? I cannot judge or run what you do behind closed doors. This show is a friend of everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Every community. Well, not everybody.
I ain't a friend of pedophiles.
We're not a friend of everybody. We're not a friend of pedophiles, and we're not a friend of people that like
murderers,
bestiality and stuff like that. That's part of it.
I don't know. If you want to fuck a horse, fuck a horse. Cause on the 40-year-old version, that man kept saying fuck a goat. I think they might do it.
No, it's people that fuck goat. They say goat pussy is the closest thing to human.
Oh.
Or pig.
I'll never know.
I will never know. I will never try to know.
I won't even be curious.
I would be asexual. I would be completely just done. If all the women just disappear, and I got goats and pigs to choose from, I'm good. I would just use my memory.
Handle.
Yes. Handy. but yeah. So when it comes down to those situations, man, just communicate, because you don't want to be in a situation where you feel like you're being too picky. You do need to be picky, but you don't want to be too picky. So I know that goes back to the previous episode,
right?
But it's still an important thing.
Yes, please be specific, be decisive, and know yourself enough to know what you truly want and are willing to tolerate. Because you're gonna have to tolerate something no matter who you get with.
Yeah.
But their beliefs, if they, like he said in the other episode, check all the box, but their beliefs is a little off from what you believe, then y'all should be grown enough to come to a compromise and be like, hey, you do this, I do this. Neither the two shall meet. We good. But otherwise, we can do what we need to do.
Because at the end of the day, like I'm a person that's into zodiacs, right? But I'm not into zodiac so far to the point where I'm letting it decide my fate. Like I'm not finna get like, okay, my arch nemesis as far as dating wise in the dating pool is supposed to be a Leo. But for some reason that's all I attract. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, I attract all the women.
I don't even know what mine is.
Man,
I think the one they say I'm attracted supposed to be with or whatever is Aries, but as far as knowing the different traits of the different zodiacs, I don't know that. But I know my mama Aries, and I don't really.
I don't think that's going. That's why I said, ooh. Aries will argue with a wall. My mama Aries, they will argue with a fucking wall.
With a and baby stubborn. Stubborn. You would be like, you know what? I give.
Yeah.
I give.
They're every bit of their time. They logo.
That need to be their new zodiac. A hand going up like that. I give. Right. White flag.
They will dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. And you were wrong.
Regardless. Factual or not. You wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like when it comes down to the zodiacs, I subscribe to it, I read into it, whatever, but I don't let it judge my life. So if I'm dating somebody, I believe that you judge your own, you make your own fate. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. That's why I say when it comes down to certain beliefs, talk to the person first. So if they say something weird that you don't necessarily vibe with or whatever, talk to them first because it could be coming from a certain place. And then if you can understand what they saying or whatever they done thought of, then you can judge upon that. Because a lot of times it really just be perspective thing, ignorance. Sometimes it don't be always negative. You know what I'm saying? We got to communicate at the end of the day. But that's only with somebody that you feel like it's worth building upon, of course.
Right. So right now, to interject and to get the audience's involvement. Once again, as usual, if you've dealt with this situation, we'd like to hear from you. Anything that you've gone through or whatever, what have you, that's similar to what we've discussed. And if you want to give your experience, definitely by all means, we'd like to, discuss those things as well. But please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. You can look for us on all social medias. Mine is Shaq Daddy, SHACKDADDIE, and I'm on a podcast of my own called Salary Driven, which you guys need to check out. And this has been an awesome episode, I must admit, because speaking about the beliefs was definitely something that I felt was a great topic. Plus, it made me think about my past situations and what others believed in that I didn't believe in and I wasn't going to go for because I'm not about to do that. And when you do things like that, you got to be decisive, like I said earlier, and know yourself as to, I'm not finna tolerate this.
Yeah, got to. You can catch me on Instagram, only the number one avenue, AVANU. Like I said, only the number one avenue, AVANU. I'm also on TikTok as the number one avenue. So the number one AVANU. We also got a show coming up. So if you guys are interested in attending our virtual concert, which I'll be performing, Shaq will be hosting. We have it coming up December 1st. We will have a ticket link pretty soon, and the tickets are under $4. Okay, so they're pretty low. So like, share, subscribe. Even when we get the information out there for the ticket link, make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We're gonna make sure it's an entertaining show. It's not just gonna be your run-of-the-mill concert. So you're gonna get some everything. You're gonna get some comedy. You're gonna get some acting. You're gonna get some everything. So just understand that you're gonna be completely entertained. I mean, y'all already see how we get down here. So just imagine once we actually let our hair down. No pun intended. My hair is up right now, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I digress.
Yo, Why you do that, bro? Cause I said, for God, yo, I saw you when you said let your head down, and all I could think about was you having a perm with your head down, bro. Like, if he do that shit for the concert,
I might just come out here. Anyway, see y'all next episode. It's like time to stop. Like, shut up. Like,
and mind you, okay, mind you, I look.
If you've enjoyed this episode and you want to see more like it, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. See you next week. And remember, peace, love, and harmony goes off.
I touched down around 5, babe. Be at the door at 5:43. It's been a while since I seen your face, but best believe I will not hesitate. Roll up the trees, girl, let's medicate and reminisce about our first date. Nobody else can make me feel this way. Nobody else can make a nigga say